joining me in the studio today. I'm going to be showing you my reference journal that I created to hold my designs from the craft room at Shabby Art Boutique. I will be putting her links in the description box. The craft room is Shabby Art Boutique's monthly subscription, and she just provides us with so much in the craft room. There's tutorials, there's you get to actually visit Carrie Ann in her studio and see how she designs and the way that she comes up with certain ideas. She takes polls from the members to see what we would like to do next. She has tutorials on how to create some of the freebies that she gives to us, and it's just and not to mention just pages and pages of gorgeous kits monthly that she gives to us with the subscription. And then there's design team projects, and it's really wonderful. She even shows us her methods of printing on fabrics and storage solutions for your digital digital files. It's really a remarkable concept for a monthly subscription. So I encourage all of you to go over in the links provided and get on the wait list. She's only open a couple of times a year for new memberships, and it's really worth it if you can get in. Also, I'll put in the links to her Facebook page, Simply Shabalicious, which there's just so many beautiful things that are made. If you've seen any of my previous videos with my design team projects and tutorials from things that I've created, signing up for her pages and taking a look at her Etsy shop, it's really a must if you're into shabby and paper crafting. So if as a really lifetime crafter, I think I can speak for most of us that are into crafting of any type, is that we're touchy-feely. We like to feel things. We like to thumb through. We like to hold things. And one of the things that I've noticed over the last year in my paper crafting journey is that I love to flip through the pages. And although I do have several files on my computer, I find it frustrating to just keep bouncing back and forth between kits and then trying to remember and document which ones I like. And although I do have a general file that I call journal papers, where I can copy and paste my favorite ones, because there's so many of Carrie Ann's that I will, from her design collections, from Shabby Art Boutique to her Handmade Club designs, which I plan to make one of these for the Handmade Club as well. But I'm starting off with the craft room because there's only been 4 to date, and so it's been easier for me to backtrack and put them in. But anyway, I like to thumb through the pages and go, yes, that's the perfect paper for the project that I'm about to do. So I created this reference journal so that I could thumb through the beautiful papers that she has to offer. This is, let's see, let me measure it. And I created this from a Fruit Loops cereal box. And I created it to be, it is 6 3/4 by, it's about 7 3/8 or 5/8 maybe. 3/8? Yeah. Anyway, it doesn't matter the size. It just depends on what you want to print. And what I'm doing is I'm taking the journal pages that she provides in the kits, and I'm using those inside my journal. But I did some printing on fabric, and I've chosen a paper from the third kit that she put out, which is the flower cart. And I printed that on muslin, and then I layered it with some batting, and then I added some text, and then I did some of the silk silk embroidery, and it's just so cute. And then I've embellished with some sari silk and just some snippets that I've had in my snippet piles. And then I just did a little bit of slow stitching and glued these on, did some vintage rhinestones, and I layered some beautiful fabrics that I received from my dear friend Lynn Harrell. Hi, Lynn. And some laces from Crafty Me Shop, and just some book corners that I had in my stash. And here's the spine. I took the opportunity to use my embroidery machine. Let's see if you can see this. Let me look up here. Yeah. And I just took a font that was similar to what she's used for her logos. And I did it on the same fabric. And this embellished with some silk ribbon roses. And I did a vintage button and some charms. I did a little teapot and some scissors and some tooling, and it just came out so beautiful. I love the way that it feels. And I just left the back plain because this is going to be a functional reference journal for me, and I wanted it to be able to lay flat. When on the inside of my reference journal, I chose to do a little bit more complex, and because I want to be able to add in as the months go by and she provides us with the new kits and the subscription. I want to be able to add them in. So I went looking for a binder that I could just cover the binder and then just use a standard 2-hole punch or a 3-hole punch. And I wasn't happy with any of what I was seeing, so I decided to create my own. So that's where the Fruit Loop cereal box came in. And I just printed some of the papers from I think it was the flower cart, or was it the actual, anyway, it may have been the little village. We'll have to look at that when we go through. But I created a pocket here with some journal cards, and I just backed them with lined papers, and that way I could make notes on the sizes of my pages and you know, just anything that I find necessary for keeping my reference journal. And this beautiful image, I actually changed it out. I had I had a different image here, and before I could do my video, the next kit came available for the membership, and I gently removed the glue and put this one in. It's just so gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And this kit is called Meadowview Lane, and the images in there are just, it's just such a feel about them that I can't explain. You have to print them out and see them. Just absolutely gorgeous. And I've used the tabs that come in some of the kits, and I've got a combination of everything here because they're just so yummy. And one thing is, in one of my previous tutorials, is I just wanted to express to you that we don't have to create big projects, but we just need to create. There's just a feeling where it's like, oh, I just love those papers. I just need to print them out. I need to touch them. I need to see them. And we can gain inspiration of from those when we have time to create something big with them. I find I have so many projects going, and you know, I'm still behind and everything, but I I just need to print them out and just do something small so that I can get that out. And then when I can go back and look through the pages, then I can gain inspiration for a new project when I have something else coming up. So, you know, sometimes we just have to print and we just have to touch and feel. So that's why I created this. So back to me finding just the right binder. I couldn't find what I was looking for, just the right size, because I've taken the journal papers that she provides in the kits and printed them out, and nothing was working for me. So I found these where you can create your own, and there's so many different sizes out there. The rings have different dimensions. You can get them longer. You can even get them shorter. You can get them magnetic so that they can hang this way. So if you want to do flip cards this way, so many different fun things that you can do with these. And although I found that they did not fit the hole punches that I had to do some measuring and punch my holes with a standard hole punch to get them the right width apart. So these actually come with a screw and let's see, I don't even know what it's called. With a screw and a little shank. So it's a male and a female, and you would be putting them through your binder, your covers to secure them down. And when you get, this would be the shank, the female portion, and then you screw down the actual screw into the shank this way. And depending on the types of materials that you use will determine the thickness. I had to, because I only used fabric, the cereal box, which is thinner than some of the chipboards. I did lace and fabric, and then I covered with a paper to get white underneath, because I didn't want the bold colors of the Fruit Loop box to show through if it was going to. I wanted to make sure it didn't. And so then I just printed some of the papers from one of the monthly kits, and I actually had to put some spacers underneath in between the paper so that I could get a firmer grip, although this is removable. So if I want to take this and make a different size, I could do that. Or if I decide I want to move it, because you have the option of putting the rings in the center of your spine, which I was looking at some of my 3-ring notebooks that I store, some of my my ephemera pages, and some of my you know, from other things, whether it's, you know, documents or some of my designs for my embroidery machine. Depending on the size of the spine, depends on where the ring mechanism is placed. And so what I did was I took those, and I was seeing exactly how, when I would open and close it, did my pages react. And what I found was if I put it here, when I would open it, my pages would move over. And then when I would close it, they would slide back. And I didn't want that, because I didn't want to have any bends or creases or anything catching as I would open and close my my binder, because I knew I wanted to put pockets in the back to store any tabs. I think I'm going to put another little pocket here to store some extra tabs that I have, or templates, anything that I want to put in to keep for this particular reference journal. So what I also did was I took my my design program, which I use Printmaster Platinum 18. It's older, but I've been working with that one for many years, and so it's more user-friendly, and I'm very familiar with it. So you would want to use whatever method that you have. You could even just print it out and tear and glue. I wanted to have a smoother, less thick, lower profile, so I could put more in my binder. But I took the logos from each one of the monthly kits, and I put them in my design program, and I cropped them. That way I could image them onto my cover sheets for each month. And then on the tabs, I made special tabs to reference the name of the actual kit that Carrie Ann puts out. And then when I find the paper I'm looking for, I can go to the craft room file on my computer, and I can find the name of the kit, because I name each file along with the date, the name of the kit that she put for each kit. Anyway, the first one she did was Eleanor's Diary, and this was something that she put out for her in remembrance of her granny. And there's just so many beautiful pages. But this brings me to how I decided I want to create this journal, because I love to thumb through the pages and pick what I want. So the cover sheets I did it in a heavier weight paper, but not too thick, because, I want to be able to put more in. And I actually did make a pocket so that I could put any ephemera that I want to reference. I could put any notes, anything that I want to inside here. But I printed the pages, the journal pages. I did them, some of your printers call it duplex printing. My HP calls it just double-sided, so that when you put it in and you double-side, it lines it up almost exactly, so that when you cut them out, your pages, you don't lose any of the aspect along the sides, which is what I was looking for. So now I can thumb through the pages of each one of her monthly kits, and oh, look how darling that is, and they'll just go so well together. So if I'm creating my journal, I know I want these two pages that might actually go with one of the other ones from the other kits. So I can go to my computer, and there they are. I can print them out. As well as then I can copy that particular paper if it's going to be something I know I'm going to want to use in the future for anything I'm going to create. Because Carrie Ann's pages are so beautiful, and they're sort of my go-to for background pages and printing on fabric. They just come out so gorgeous. But now I can thumb through and I can look at each one of the pages that she has provided in the kit. And some of them, there's going to be, I noticed it's between like 14 and 18, sometimes 20 different background pages. So some of them in odd numbers. I have printed twice so that I don't have blank pages. The other thing that I did was some of the journal cards that she's provided in the kit are just so phenomenal that they can be used for a background page if you can print them larger. And I really wanted those in here as well so I could see that. But here's, for the second month, it's called the Flower Cart, and I've cropped in her logo onto the some of her collaged pages and journal cards. And this one was actually a journal card. I made it larger because it just made such a great image for the back side of this particular pocket. And see, oh, aren't they just beautiful? And see, some of these are just, they just go so well together. And I did manipulate the program, and so I could print, and I could have them where they were matching a little bit better, a little cohesive. And one of the things that Carrie Ann does for you, which I did in my last design team project for for Shabby Art Boutique, is she will give you the letter or A4 size in the full sheet. Then she gives you just the journal size, or then she will merge them together. And that way, all you have to do is cut them out, fold them, and make a journal. She does all the work for you. And one of the things that is fantastic is she takes the time to put two together that really go nicely. So when you print them out, they are already there and they're matching. So I did take some of those that she had laid out in the journal pages and copied hers so that I had them as you know, they were together already and look beautiful. Anyway, does that make any sense? So this particular one, the flower card, oh, you should just, the design team projects, Nicola, she came up with the most amazing, you just have to go and look. I'll put Nicola's link in the description box below as well, because her things are just amazing. She creates little villages, and just the layering and the fun aspect of it, it just like is mind-blowing, absolutely mind-blowing. And this one was for last month, and it's called the Little Village Digital Collection. And oh my gosh, she's got bakeries and bookstores and quilt shops and just so many gorgeous things. Like this little teacup tea room was inspired by Nicola's little village. She lives in Cornwall. It's just so charming. And one of the pictures that Nicola had provided to Carrie Ann for inspiration, and it was just so perfect to go with the others. Here's the little picture of the quilt shop, but there was a teacup tea room, and although I did fussy cut it and put it all the way in, so you can see there's a little bird and there's a little kitty sitting on the front step, and the quilt shop has a sewing machine, and just so beautiful. So yeah, the pages are like, so here's the one that I chose for my inside cover. It's just so I think some people are calling it granny chic now, but it's just so vintage and yummy and reminds me so much of my own granny. And I just adore all the pages, and the imaging that she has done. Just it's phenomenal. And so this month she did the Meadowview Lane, and there are lots of darling little mice that are living on Meadowview Lane under the big oak tree. And she did she asked the members, if you had little mices, what would you name them? And people were putting in their suggestions for little names of the little mice, and she took some of those names and she's given them names. But this is Miss Penelope, and they're just precious. And then she those who submitted names, she gave them a freebie, and I didn't put any names in, so I didn't get the freebie. So lucky them. And there's a little house with the mice that's just precious. But look, they're just so gorgeous. Look at how precious these are. Absolutely precious. and can be so versatile in, you know, if you like the mice or if you prefer not to have the mice. There are some of the elements in Fussy Kits, they don't have the mice. So anyway, super fun. And now I can thumb through and I can pick out my pages. Like I'm planning on doing a journal for myself for baby things. I've made lots of christening gowns and things. So for goddaughters, and I plan to put some of those into a journal at some point. Not anytime soon, but I've been gathering papers and bits to put in, and this is so cute. I don't know, can you see? It's like the paper we used for kindergarten, learning our alphabets. It's just so sweet. But yes, so anyway, I just wanted to come on and I wanted to show you my reference journal and to tell you all about Carrie Ann's phenomenal membership, and hope that you will follow the links and get on the wait list so that you can take advantage of joining her membership as soon as it becomes available. And I think it's going to only be available be open to new memberships twice a year. So she has she will have a wait list on her website, Shabby Art Boutique, which I'll put in the description box. And she also has a private, exclusive to the members, Facebook page. And the only way you can access it is to become a member. So thanks, Carrie Ann, again for the beautiful, gorgeous kits that you have created, and I absolutely adore being in your craft room with you, seeing how you start to finish to create, and your painting, and your just amazing to see how you come up with these things for us. I hope that you enjoyed this and that you will feel inspired to start creating a reference journal for yourself. Again, it's just so we can print, and even though we may not have a specific project in mind, we're able to at least print and see the pages in how gorgeous they are, and get inspired. Thanks again for joining me in the studio today, and I hope to see you in the next video. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Bye.